So today we are going to start the book Microeconomics, in which we come to know the small aspects of the economy. The small aspects means that whenever we want to study the individuals in the economy, economy means where we learn how to manage the resources. As our resources are limited and our bonds are unlimited, here we learn to know how we manage the resources. And when we study about the small resources means when we study about the small resources, means small individual parts of the resources, then we come to know as a microeconomics. For example, an individual consumer, how he is behaving, an individual producer, how he is behaving. Okay, means suppose I am a consumer, and now what will I want? That whenever my the price of the commodity is less, I will consume more of the commodity. Okay, so as a producer, what will be there? That when the prices are more, what I will want? That I should be having the more of the commodity whenever the prices are less. Okay, sorry, if the prices are more, I should want to sell more of the commodity. So this is the producer. Okay, so in the microeconomics, we study about the small individual aspects of the economy. So first of all, starting with the chapter introduction. Now, what we come to know about their introduction in the microeconomics. First of all, the problem is given as the scarcity concept. Okay, scarcity. This all the things we have learned in the statistics also, but somehow I'm giving you a revision. So scarcity means when the resources are limited and the bonds are unlimited. Most of us, the economy, in most of the economy, the bonds are unlimited because the population is more, and according to that, we are having very less resources. So how to combat with the resources, how to cater the needs of the society, किस तरीके से हम अपनी needs को satisfied करें, that is a main problem for the economy. Okay, so that's why we need to study the economics, how to manage the resources. Okay, so as the economy is there, so the problems are also there. So now we are coming to the economic problems. Okay, so just now I am sharing the screen because somewhere I have to show you the notes, whatever is some of the, I think I'm not having the books. So here now we are starting. So here now we are starting the topic economic problem. Okay. So economic problem means whenever the resources are limited and the wants are unlimited. So how to use the limited resources to satisfy all our wants, known as the economic problem. Now, why the economic problem arise? What are the reasons for the economic problem? The first reason is scarcity of resources. Okay? Scarcity of resources means that our resources are limited, but the wants, our wants are unlimited. So how we should scatter the resources? हमें कैसे अपने resources को use करना है? हमारे resources बहुत कम है क्योंकि population everlasting है, और हम चाहे कितनी ही हमारे resources बढ़ाएं, उसके हिसाब से हमारी population के हिसाब से हमारे resources कम पड़ ही जाते हैं. For example, in a family also, whatever the earning. So the first resource, the first problem we have discussed, that is the scarcity of resource. Second one problem is the unlimited human bonds. How many, maybe how many resources, but still the bonds are unlimited, as the bonds are never ending. If one want satisfied, the another arises. Na? जैसे कि हमने घर में suppose करिए, we now I am having the need for a refrigerator. Now I have purchased the refrigerator. Maybe after the other time I want now AC, or my fan has gone out of order, or maybe some other appliance has now has gone of order, or I want to pay the fees, school fees, tuition fees of my children. So one want satisfied and the another arises, because we all are human beings, our bonds keeps on multiplying, so the bonds are unlimited. And third one is the alternate resources. This is the third problem. Alternate uses means जो हमारे resources है ना, that can be put to many of the uses. So we have to see how much of the resources we should cater to what want and how many resources to what want. Okay. So for example, petrol is used not only in vehicles but also for running machines, generator, etc. As a result, economy has to make choice between the alternative uses of the given resources. एक चीज को हमें किस जगह पर यूज करना है, जो हमारी जरूरत ज्यादा है हम उसमें यूज करेंगे. फॉर एग्जांपल, वी आर हैविंग अ मिल्क. ओके, सो दैट शुड, whether I should use that milk in drinking, or to make the kheer, or to make the curd, that, or to make the cheese, whatever my want is more required, that I will use for making for that I will make sure that I should use those resources. Okay, so these are the economic problems that need to be discussed in every economy. Now the next topic is over here is now the other topic is that there are two types of economies. First one is the positive economics, and the other one is the normative economics. Just listen carefully. Positive economics and the normative economics. So positive economics means when the economic issues are discussed the same way as they are. There is no problem, no problems being discussed. Only the issues are being told as the problem, as the economic problem is there. That is known as the positive economics. Just mark the definition. Positive economics studies the facts. It deals with things as they are. कुछ भी उसमें change नहीं है. जो चीज जैसी है उसको वैसे ही deal करना वो कहलाता है positive economics. For example, India is an overpopulated country, or prices in India are constantly rising. So in this issue, the economic problem is described as it is. The next one is normative economics. Just come over here. Just mark the definition. Normative economics tells us what ought to be. Normative economics deals with what ought to be or how the economic problem should be solved. यानी normative economics क्या बताता है कि किस तरीके से हमें problems को solve करना चाहिए और क्या इसका solution होना चाहिए, या उसके या जब उसके ऊपर कुछ comments करते हैं उसको हम बोलते हैं normative economics. जैसे कि India should not be an overpopulated country. If India is an overpopulated country, then some norm should be there. जैसे कि आजकल बहुत बात होगी जनसंख्या नियंत्रण कानून आना चाहिए वरना बिल्कुल population यहाँ पे blast हो जाएगा. Okay, so या फिर if the prices are constantly rising, the production should be increased or the poverty should be reduced. So whenever some comments or some suggestions are given with the economic problem is known as the normative economics. Okay, so important, just mark it well. Positive economics and the normative economics. So the next one topic over here is the microeconomics and the macroeconomics. Okay. So microeconomics means, as I have told you in the beginning also, microeconomics means whenever we study the issues of economic problem in a smaller aspect, means the smaller issues of the economy. When we study, for example, an individual producer, an individual consumer, an individual firm, that is known as the microeconomics. And macroeconomics, the other one is when we study the economy as a whole. For example, we study about the problem of the banks interest rate, or the foreign exchange rate, or the national income, okay, government budget. So whenever the economy in whole is discussed is known as the macroeconomics, and when the small aspects of the economy are studied is known as the microeconomics. Okay, so this was the next topic. Just mark the distinguish between given on page number 1.6. Whatever I'm telling, just mark only that, and that only you have to make notes. Don't make unnecessary notes. Okay, so positive economics, normative economics, micro, macro, all this you have to mark it, okay, and make the notes. Now the next one is central problems of the economy. Central problems of the economy. Now central problems mean that what are the basic problems कि हर एक इकोनॉमी जो मेन प्रॉब्लम्स को फेस करती है वो हम यहाँ पर डिस्कस करते हैं. What are the main problems? Because इतनी बड़ी इकोनॉमी को चलाना आसान बात नहीं होती है, तो उसमें हम कौन कौन सी प्रॉब्लम हर एक देश फेस करता है उस चीज को हम यहाँ पर अब डिस्कस करते हैं. So the main problems of an economy, the central problems of an economy are, first is what to produce, second is how to produce, and third one is for whom to produce. Okay, so what to produce. So first problem is what to produce. What to produce means हमें कौन सी चीजें produce करनी है. एक economy में हमें ये पता है that the resources are limited and wants are unlimited. So what things are to be produced? This what things are being described again in two parts. First one is the whether we should produce the consumer good or we should produce the capital good. Just see this, I'm writing over here. So in what to produce, we should know whether that consumer goods should be produced or the capital goods should be produced. Consumer or capital goods. Just I'm telling you the meaning also. So consumer goods are the goods which directly satisfy our wants. यानी कि ऐसे goods जिससे कि हमारी वांट सेटिस्फाई होती है, दैट आर नोन एज अ कैपिटल गुड्स। इसमें ब्रेड, बटर, खाने की चीजें भी हो सकता है, घर के अप्लायंस, एसी, रेफ्रिजरेटर, टीवी, एलसीडी, कंप्यूटर, ये सब कुछ भी है, बाइक, कार के। और कैपिटल गुड्स वो होते हैं जिससे कि हम फर्दर प्रोडक्शन करते हैं। तो हमें अपने लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज से ये डिसाइड करना है कि या तो हमने कंज्यूमर गुड्स प्रोड्यूस करने हैं या फिर हमने कैपिटल गुड्स प्रोड्यूस करनी है। देखिए बेटा, अगर हम सभी के सभी रिसोर्सेज को कंज्यूमर गुड्स प्रोड्यूस करने में लगाते हैं तो क्या होगा, हमारे पास कैपिटल गुड्स के लिए पैसा नहीं बचेगा, रिसोर्सेज नहीं बचेंगे, और फिर हम फर्दर प्रोडक्शन कैसे करेंगे और आने वाली जनरेशंस कैसे कंज्यूम करेंगी। और वहीं अगर हम सभी के सभी रिसोर्सेज को कैपिटल गुड्स में यूज करते हैं तो फिर भैया आज की जनरेशन कहाँ से खाएगी, कंजम्पशन कहाँ से होगा। तो ये गवर्नमेंट को डिसाइड करना होता है कि हम अपने लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज से कितने कंज्यूमर गुड्स प्रोड्यूस करें और कितने कैपिटल गुड्स प्रोड्यूस करें। ये सब प्रॉब्लम जो है ये देश फेस करता है, इसलिए यहाँ पे हमने कंट्री की बात करी है। तो ये डिसाइड करना है इकोनॉमी में कि हमने कितने कंज्यूमर गुड्स प्रोड्यूस करने हैं और हमने कितने कैपिटल गुड्स प्रोड्यूस करने हैं ना। जिस थोड़े से आधे कुछ रिसोर्स हम कंज्यूमर लगाएंगे, कुछ हम कैपिटल में। कंज्यूमर वो हमारी वांट सेटिस्फाई करते हैं एंड कैपिटल आर दोस व्हिच आर यूज्ड फॉर द फर्दर प्रोडक्शन। ओके, so now the next one problem is how to produce. How to produce means which techniques should be used for producing the commodity. Okay, the techniques are being divided into two parts. First one is the labor intensive and second one is the capital intensive. Okay, labor intensive technique means in which labor is used more and the machines are used less, and capital intensive is a technique in which machines are more used and labor is used less. So suppose if the government apply in all the techniques labor intensive technique, it's okay that if the population will get the employment. But what about the production? Production will be less whenever we are using the human force. Why? Because they are not doing the production according to the standard required. Okay? क्योंकि आजकल बेटा हर कोई मशीन मेड प्रोडक्ट्स यूज करता है, भले आपके कपड़े हैं पहनने के, खाने की चीजें हैं, पैकिंग होनी है किसी चीज की, ह्यूमन फोर्स में काफी टाइम लगता है कामों में। जैसे सपोज करिए एक फील्ड फ्लो होनी है, एक तो है कि हमने वो बैल लगा रखे हैं, उसमें लोग लगे हुए हैं उसको फील्ड को फ्लो करने, एक है हमने ट्रैक्टर से फ्लो कर दिया या उसकी हार्वेस्टिंग कर दी। ट्रैक्टर से कितनी जल्दी काम हो जाता है, प्रोडक्शन भी ज्यादा होता है और साथ में काम भी जल्दी हो जाता है। और वही ह्यूमन फोर्स पूरा दिन लगे रहते हैं, उतना प्रोडक्शन नहीं हो पाता है। तो अगर लेबर इंटेंसिव टेक्निक यूज करते हैं तो प्रोडक्शन कम होगा, और अगर कैपिटल इंटेंसिव टेक्निक यूज करते हैं तो क्या होगा, इतनी ह्यूमन फोर्स को एम्प्लॉयमेंट नहीं मिल पाएगा। ठीक है, तो गवर्नमेंट ने ये डिसाइड करना है कि हमने किन areas में we should use labor intensive technique and in which areas we should use capital intensive technique. क्यों? क्योंकि अब जैसे कहीं पर लेस स्किल्ड लोग रहते हैं तो उसमें क्या करेंगे हम लोग कि हम लेबर इंटेंसिव टेक्निक यूज करेंगे जहां पर ज्यादा पढ़े लिखे लोग नहीं है जिस एरियाज में, और जिन एरियाज में ज्यादा पढ़े लिखे लोग हैं वहां पर क्या होगा, कैपिटल इंटेंसिव टेक्निक को यूज करा जाएगा। ओके, सो व्हाट हाउ टू प्रोड्यूस डिसाइड in which areas to apply labor intensive technique and which areas to apply capital intensive technique. Okay, now the last one problem over here is the for whom to produce. In for whom to produce means हमें किसके लिए produce करना है। For whom to produce divides again into groups, whether we have to produce for the rich consumers or for the poor consumers, whether for the rich consumer or for the poor consumer. So mostly the rich people need the cars, the luxurious items, and the poor consumers, what they need? They need the basic necessities of the life. So the government has to decide how much to produce for the rich and how much to produce for the poor. If the government will use all the resources for producing for the rich consumers, what about the poor? And if all the resources are used for the poor consumers, how the profit will be earned? So the government has to decide how much to produce for the rich consumers and how much to produce for the poor consumers. Okay, so this was the explanation for today.